Yes, we're back. Listen, guys, we are back with a prediction video. UFC 327 going down tomorrow night in Miami, Florida. Oh boy, I'm so hyped. Had to revive the channel for Yuri's title fight. Yuri's gonna get the belt back. Well, not to spoil my prediction, but I fucking hope Yuri gets the belt back because if he doesn't, I'm killing the channel forever. No more content. You know how you guys have been starving for content the past month that I haven't been making? Yeah, no more of that shit ever if Yuri loses this fight. Because I'll be dead. Because I'll kill myself. Nah, alright. But yeah, we got a really good card this weekend. A lot of the fight nights I didn't feel like posting any content for. Haven't been figuring out. I don't really know what to post content about when it's not just predictions and reaction videos half the time. So I don't know. Maybe I'll make like a most impressive prospects so far video or something on Tuesday or something. I'm definitely gonna be reacting to this if Yuri gets the belt back, crying. You know what I mean? Dude, no, I'm not gonna say that. But anyway, why don't we just get into the predictions? How about that? How about you stop fucking yapping, piece of shit? Also, anybody been watching the Masters? Rory's running away with it, but all I'm saying is, he's melted down at majors before. I know he's freed up in Zen now, but the Green Jackets might have something planned for tomorrow, so don't be surprised if you see him get with like a blue turtle shell or something. Maybe there's a banana peel on the green and he slips and falls into Ray's Creek or something. Maybe you see a guy in the woods with a remote control guiding Team Rose's putts into the hole like they did last year. So all I'm saying is the Green Jackets definitely have something planned tomorrow. They're not going to let Rory win this by like 20 strokes. Stay calm. But anyway, back to UFC. First fight on the card, we got say it again, Radke versus Francisco Prado. This is gonna be. I mean, just I'm gonna go the exact same prediction I made for Radke's last fight, where he's just gonna wrestle, fuck this guy, and control him. I know Prado's young; he's 23, he's got a blockhead, but he was getting taken down by Nikolai Veretetnikov, who I know I predicted to lose to Nico Price last time out, but I don't care. I think Radke's gonna be able to take down Prado and control him on the ground, wrestle fuck him to a decision probably, just like he did to the last guy he fought. So that's a pretty easy prediction for me. I don't really know what the odds are. I'm gonna hit a crafty FanDuel check real quick. I mean, I would check Pinnacle, but yeah, let's go on Pinnacle because you don't go against Costa Rica. I actually typed Costa Rica in my phone. I'm retarded. All right, next fight on the card. What the fuck kind of fight is this? The UFC's making. First of all, this fight is retarded. Kelvin versus Vicente Luque at middleweight. Are we serious? I'm kind of disgusted with this. I don't even want to predict this. I'm gonna be honest. This is just gross to look at. More gross to look at than look at Kelvin's fucking stomach. I mean, I don't think you guys can see my cursor on the video, but I'm circling his stomach with my cursor right now. And the sad part is he's probably gonna win. I might actually. I'm low key about to pick. I'm low key gonna pick Kelvin right now to craft it up and get a decision because I think Luque's kind of washed. I know Kelvin. He fought. Yeah, he fought Pfeiffer last time, right? Like, dude, that's a tough fight. So, I mean, Luque fought Joel Alvarez and just kind of like laid underneath him the entire time on a single leg for an entire round and lost a decision that way. But I mean, dude, at middleweight, I kind of think Kelvin's gonna be faster because like the part of Luque being washed is not that like he can't hit hard. First of all, his chin's gone and his speed's gone. So I know he's picked up a couple wins and he knocked out Themba Garimbo, but dude, I'm at middleweight. I kind of just got to go with Kelvin. I'm gonna be honest. See, I don't know. Luke, all right. Luke is a better fighter, but I'm just gonna go Kelvin. How about that? How about that? How about we're just picking Kelvin? All right. Yo. Yeah.
Oh fuck, I'll be quiet. Sorry.
Nah, you're good. Next fight we got Chris Padilla and Markel Medeiros. I don't really know. I'm gonna be honest. Never watched any of these guys fight my entire life. Actually, I watched Chris Padilla fight on like stupid ass Apex fight nights. So, congrats to him making it out of the Apex for this one. But I'm just gonna go with Marquel Medeiros because he's a prospect and he's younger, and I don't really think Chris Padilla is that good. Kind of just like floats around on the outside. You can see he missed weight, but I don't even take missing weight as a bad thing anymore. It kind of helps guys when they miss weight, especially cutting like 20 pounds like they do for MMA fights. It's kind of crazy. So, but we're just gonna go with Marquel Medeiros. I mean, Chris Padilla is a favorite. I don't know about that. I don't know. I might have to hit a Tapology check right now. Because who did Markel Medeiros lose to? That's what I want to know. Nobody. And nobody in the UFC yet. So who's Chris Padilla beating to make him a favorite? Ishmael Bonfim? I mean, he's kind of garbage though, isn't he? I don't know. I guess that's higher level competition. So fuck it, I'm switching up. We'll go with Chris Padilla here. That's the early prelims done. All these fights are garbage, so it doesn't really matter. All right, next we got. Oh my God, Tatiana Suarez and Lupi Godinez. I mean, I'm gonna pick Lupi Godinez because she can at least strike a little bit. Tatiana Suarez can't strike at all, and I know she was an Olympic gold medalist in freestyle wrestling, but like Lupi Godinez's sister is also an Olympian in wrestling, so the skill set is gonna kind of cancel each other out. I'm gonna be honest, and Lupi Godinez I think has better MMA grappling anyway, so I'm gonna pick Lupi Godinez to win. Stockier. If Tatiana takes her down though, she probably will be able to just lay on top of Lupi and she won't be able to get up because she's probably a lot stronger, but I'm going to trust that Lupi Godinez has the takedown defense to not get taken down by Tatiana Suarez, who, by the way, terrible shot setups by her as well. Like, Tatiana Suarez doesn't set up her takedowns at all. And she's, what, coming back after she won against Amanda Lemos? Fucking, alright, in, what, September? Didn't even know that. Don't care about this fight. It's women's MMA, but I'm just gonna pick against Tatiana Suarez because I don't want to see her win. I'm a D1 hater. And her and Patchy Mix's baby. That when her and Patchy Mix have a baby, it's gonna be the ugliest thing ever. It's gonna have the worst footwork ever if it decides to fight. Am I right? And it won't have any head movement either. All right. Back. Calm the fuck down, son. Damn. Back to this. Mateus Gamrot and Esteban Ribovic. All right, so there's two ways this fight could go. Obviously, Esteban Ribovic outstrikes Gamrot and drops him and makes Gamrot shoot takedowns that he's not going to be able to get, or Gamrot takes Ribovic down and does what he did to Ludovic Klein. My thing with this is that Esteban Ribovic is more of a like he moves more, I want to say, than Ludovic Klein, who Ludovic Klein is very stationary when he strikes, and Esteban Ribovic isn't as stationary as Ludovic Klein. So I would say that Gamrot was able to get takedowns on Ludovic Klein very easy because Ludovic Klein just stands there and he's able to drive in on takedowns a lot on a guy who's not really moving his feet. I mean, they even teach you this when you're wrestling in elementary school. You know, you got to move your feet, or if you stop moving your feet, you're just gonna get taken down. Well, that's what Ludwig Klein does while he's striking. So Gamrot was just able to shoot in whenever he wanted and get takedowns. My thing is, Ribovic definitely has stronger hips and better takedown defense than that. And we saw it last time when he fought Elvis Brenner. His takedown defense was really good in that fight. Elvis Brenner tried to shoot takedowns, and they just weren't even, like, barely even got it, and Ribovic was just shoving him off. So this is a tough one for me because I do think Ribovic has really good takedown defense, and I like him as a fighter, so I'm going to be kind of biased. I'm, like, kind of talking myself into picking him. And Gamrot's kind of old as well. Didn't look too good against Charles either, right? So I don't know. I'm gonna just trust that Ribovic's size is gonna be able to hold off Gamrot's takedowns because Ludwig Klein, although he's kind of jacked, he's 5 foot like 7, 5'9", right? Ribovic is bigger at lightweight, I think, than Ludwig Klein is. So yeah, Ludwig Klein's 5'7". So I think that, like, height helps a lot more when you're in the same weight class in MMA when defending takedowns because you got to just meet them with your hips first. Actually, I don't know. That's a bad take. Get out of here. Fuck it. I'm just saying Ribovic is gonna have better takedown defense than Ludwig Klein, and he's gonna not get shot as many takedowns on him, and he's gonna hit Gamrot on the feet because Gamrot is there to be hit, and I don't really think Gamrot's when they're on the feet. I don't really think Gamrot's stay on the outside, try to flick a jab, maybe land a 1-2 that doesn't even hurt him is going to work. And Ribovic is going to kind of like rip him apart. Not rip him apart, but when he's pressing Gamrot back, he's going to be landing quite often. I would say he's going to be landing more than Charles was because Charles was trying to get takedowns. He wasn't really trying to strike with Gamrot. When somebody tries to strike with Gamrot and hit around his guard, like Dan Hooker was dropping him in their fight, right? So long-winded, long-winded way of saying I think Ribovic's takedown defense is actually good enough to stop Gamrot's takedowns, and on the feet, he's definitely more powerful, and he's gonna like. There's like a power threshold you have to hurt Gamrot, and I think Ribovic just passes that power threshold enough to hurt Gamrot and deter him from just rushing in on the feet to get takedowns. So yeah, there you go. That took me a while to break down, but whatever. And if Gamrot does get a takedown, I trust Ribovic's ability to get up off the ground more than I trust a guy like Ludwig Klein. So, yeah, there you go. Next fight in the card: Battle of the Tall. Fuck. Battle of the Tall, Skinny Black Guys. Kevin Holland and Randy Brown. I'm gonna pick Randy Brown in this one because Kevin Holland's boxing defense is not good at all, and Randy Brown has a nice one too. And Kevin Holland, usually guys can't land a 1-2 on him because he's so damn tall and lanky, especially at welterweight. But Randy Brown is actually the same height as him, so I think he's going to be able to be pumping his jab out and landing that on Kevin at will, who doesn't really have good defense. I think his stupid ass Taekwondo weirdo kicks that he does aren't going to work either to deter Randy Brown from getting in range. So I'm just gonna go. I think this fight's pretty simple. How I see it going is, I just think Randy Brown is gonna outstrike Kevin Holland on the feet a little bit. Especially with like how D-Rod was able to hurt him. Yeah, that shit too. Yeah, I just think Randy Brown is gonna be able to pick at Kevin Holland on the feet, stun him on the feet, not hurt him, but he's gonna be stunning him with shots that are gonna hurt enough to where Kevin Holland isn't gonna just want to sit there and eat them, and that's gonna deter him from throwing back in the pocket. So yeah, I'll go Randy Brown by a decision here. Um, in the grappling, I don't really think Kevin's going to do anything in the grappling. I mean, he doesn't want to offensively grapple anybody to begin with, so that's not going to be a problem for Randy Brown, who's just going to pick at him at range. Next one. I mean, I don't know why they do this, They put two Bellator guys fighting each other. The UFC is retarded. If this is me, what I want to see is the most dominant champion in Bellator history be put up against other UFC guys and get slimed out, like Patricio Pitbull was kind of against Yair. And he did beat he beat Dan Ige, which is good, but he dropped him. But that fight was so slow paced and boring that it kind of pissed me off. And I thought if Dan Ige actually just tried to put any offense out there, he would have won, which almost happened because it was close. It was a close fight. And Pico was coming off the spinning elbow knockout to Bruv Murphy. Um, that's looking worse because Mavzar didn't run into a spinning elbow knockout. But what I will say about Pico is he was getting after Lerone early in that fight. But when I was watching it live, I was like, I think he's just getting after him because he's nervous that it's his UFC debut. And he's just going really fast because he's not calm and he's like really tensed up and amped up to get in there. And then he ended up rushing in and getting knocked out. So I don't really think Aaron Pico is going to be this offensive monster that we saw in like the first 30 seconds against Lerone Murphy. And I think he's going to be more like Patricio Pitbull's hands are going to be more dangerous than Lerone Murphy's that Pico has to actually worry about. And I also don't think that Pico is going to be able to take down Patricio Pitbull that easy. Patricio Pitbull has really good grappling and takedown defense. Very short, stocky guy. So honestly, I'm going to pick Pitbull because I just think he's a bad stylistic matchup for Pico. Because although Pico's fast, his boxing isn't actually that good. And Patricio Pitbull, I'm sure, is going to wait for him to throw and overthrow and catch him with something that'll drop him. And then what happens after Pico gets dropped, right? Like we didn't see him get dropped last time. We saw him get knocked out fucking cold, but I feel like Pico's the kind of guy where if he gets dropped once, he's going to be really scared to enter the pocket, and that's going to play into Patricio Pitbull's advantage because he kind of just wants to stand there and do nothing and get his paycheck and leave. So, I'm going to go with Patricio Pitbull by a 29-28 decision where one of the rounds he kind of similar to the Dan Ige fight, but just Patricio Pitbull should be able to land more because Pico won't be standing at range waiting as much as Dan Ige was. He'll be engaging more, and he doesn't have better like movement to move away from punches at range either. If Patricio Pitbull wants to feint forward and get offensive, so Pitbull by decision. I don't think Pico's good, but I want to see these guys fight more UFC guys. Like Pitbull just got a win against Dan Ige. He's in the top 15. Can we get him a different fight than just promoting Aaron Pico because he overpaid for him? Can we do that? I want to see Pico like why aren't you guys giving Aaron Pico the opportunity to actually build himself up and work himself up the rankings? That's not good for his career either. Because one, he's just gonna get KO'd by Lerone Murphy. He was supposed to fight Evloev to begin with. He would have gotten submitted in a round. But why can't we get him somebody else? Like I don't know. Who the fuck else would you put him against? I gotta look at the rankings, but just not this matchup. This specific matchup is fucking terrible, and why the UFC is failing, pissing me off. Like I don't know, what other fights can we get at featherweight? Like we could have got Pitbull versus like Ortega, right? Oh my, wait no, Ortega lightweight. I can't fucking sign on. I don't know. I'll find that, bro. Like Nate Landwehr, dude. Like why aren't we getting like Nate Landwehr versus Aaron Pico, Nate the Train? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we not giving Pico a guy like Nate the Train to build himself off of? Who's coming off a couple losses, just got knocked out by. Did he get knocked out by Sherrier? I don't know. Like, why can't we do that? They should let me run the damn company. I'm trying to sign on to Tapology right now to find matchups. Fuck's sake. Make you sign into Tapology to look at the rankings now. Fix your shit. But yeah, I mean, this one, I'm just going to go with Nate Landwehr by knockout. Cub Swanson's 42. That's about it. I don't have to analyze anything else there. Like, maybe we can do I mean, would a Patricio Pitbull David Onama fight not be good? You know what I mean? And then we have like Pico versus Nate Landwehr. Is that not a fight that could be made? That would be a really good fight. I don't know. Anyway, next fight: Dominic Reyes, Johnny Walker. This is pretty easy for me. I just think that I think that Dominic Reyes is just gonna put Johnny Walker down with a straight left hand because Johnny Walker's retarded. So orthodox southpaw, if it's easier, if orthodox versus southpaw is gonna be easier for Reyes to land on him, and if it's gonna be easier for Reyes to, if it's easier for your opponent to land on you and you're Johnny Walker, you're just gonna lose. So there's really nothing you can do unless he like hits Reyes with a flying knee or something. Because Reyes is also chinny at this point, but I just think Reyes is more likely to land a straight left hand down the middle that sleeps Johnny Walker in 20 seconds than Johnny Walker is to land a flying knee or a head kick or any punches to begin with. Like this guy's boxing is garbage. I've never seen him land a punch in an entire fight. I've never seen him land a punch in a fight in my entire life. So I'll just go with Reyes to knock Johnny Walker out with a left hand. Yeah. Damn, we only have 3 fights left. This card kind of fell off after Tyra Van got moved, but it's whatever. Next fight on the card: Plotty Man Blades versus Josh Hokett. Now, Josh Hokett has been doing the cringy ass shit all week, and now everybody wants to see him lose. And for good reason, because he is kind of gay and annoying. But he can fucking fight. I'll tell you that. This guy's explosive as fuck. He's fast as fuck for a heavyweight. He's got nasty ground and pound if he gets you on the ground. His takedown shot is fast as fuck. But I'm going to pick Blades because we have seen Blades deal with Jailton Almeida's takedowns and knock him out. So what makes me think that Josh Hokett, who's way smaller, is going to be able to take Curtis Blades down? He's just not. And then in the striking, okay, I get it. Josh Hokett's fast and he hits hard, kinda, but Blades is a veteran. He's gonna be putting the jab on him. Blade. Like my point is, Curtis Blades actually has good striking as well, right? For a heavyweight, let's say. So I think his striking and experience is going to be good enough to where he can deal with Josh Hokett on the feet. And Josh Hokett, former NFL player, definitely has signs of CTE. Hasn't been knocked out in MMA yet, but if you're in the NFL, you're gonna have residual brain damage from that, and he's probably not gonna have a good chin. So I'll go with Blades. I'll say Blades TKOs. Okay, because here's the thing: Blades just fought Rizvan Kuniev as well, and Rizvan Kuniev is kind of a way larger, way more experienced version of Josh Hokett, right? And he was actually able to deal with that, make it close. He got the win, which he shouldn't have gotten the win, but he got the win. But if you make Rizvan Kuniev way smaller and way less experienced, Blades wins that. Blades wins that fight, and that's kind of what Josh Hokett is. Like if Josh Hokett were to fight Rizvan Kuniev, he would easily lose. Rizvan Kuniev is just a larger version of him, more powerful and more sauced up, well, faster and more sauced up. He just beat Jailton Almeida, right? So I'm gonna pick Blades. Now, if Blades wants to offensively wrestle, like imagine and that's the thing too. If Blades wants to offensively wrestle with Josh Hokett, he wants to run a fence wrestling game on him. I don't think Josh Hokett's gonna have the experience to be able to stop it. If Blades is shooting a double leg to the fence, grinding him against the cage, dragging him down, tripping him out, You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Josh Hogan's seen that. So I'm gonna go Blades, just too experienced. But if Josh Hogan wins, I guess that's good because I mean he'll be cringe and build a fight with like Tom Aspinall or something. But I mean if he fucking I don't know how he fucking wins because I don't see it. Maybe by knockout. Maybe Blades is just chinny. But yeah, I just don't see how Josh Hogan wins. Is my point. All right, co-main event: Baquinha Costa versus the density maxer himself, Azamat Mirzakhanov. Now, last time Azamat Mirzakhanov fought, everybody was picking Alexander Rakic to win, and I said, guys, he is just too dense. He just hits too hard. He's gonna drop a nuke on Alexander Rakic's chin. And he did. Unlike when Trump says he's gonna drop a nuke and doesn't, but he doesn't say he's gonna drop it. Never mind. Let's not get political on the channel, but opposite of what Donald Trump did on Monday, essentially. Actually dropped a nuke, right? I'm not saying that I want Trump to drop a nuke, by the way. All right, fuck. That's how it's gonna be taken. No, no, no. But no. I did not want Trump to drop a nuke on Monday. That is not what I'm saying. All right. But anyway, I was ready. I was mentally preparing myself in case he did, but didn't want it to happen. Now, fuck. How I can't even break a fight down after that. Listen, the ceasefire is good, and motherfuckers are complaining about the ceasefire, and they're like, nah, we're not getting into this. Paulo Costa versus Mirzakhanov. Southpaw v Orthodox. Costa's body kicks are going to be there that he had last fight against Roman Kopylov. The difference is Azamat Mirzakhanov is actually going to throw punches back at Paulo Costa, and when Roman Kopylov decided to actually throw punches back at Paulo Costa, he was winning. So now you take a guy who's way bigger, way more powerful, and not going to get hit as much because his footwork's too good, and will actually throw back, will be landing on your chin, will be stinging you with every single punch he lands. I think Azamat Mirzakhanov is still going to knock out Paulo Costa because I think Azamat's going to knock out Paulo Costa. That's it. Like, you can say that, oh, Costa's moving up in weight, so he's going to have a better chin, but last time he fought at 205 was against Vittori, and he was getting stunned on the feet against Vittori. So, to me, it's pretty simple. Azamat by knockout. I know Paulo Costa looked good in his last fight, but he shouldn't be having like this big of a fight already. I get it's a money thing because his contract is really like he gets paid a lot of money for the UFC, but you know, still like if you're gonna move him up to like heavyweight, give him somebody that's not gunning for a title shot if they beat him, right? I want to check the odds on this as well because I think Azamat should be like minus 300. I'm gonna be real. He's minus 228. Okay, I would hit that money line if I was betting, but yeah, that's my lock. This is my lock of the card. All right, my lock of the card is Azamat beating Paulo Costa. Not even this, because I can see Josh Hogan somehow landing an overhand and Blades is just old and chinny. This I actually cannot see Costa winning. So main event time. My goat Yuri's back. And I already said it at the beginning of the video. Yuri's gonna get the damn belt. It's a foregone conclusion. The UFC needs this. Paramount needs this. He's the most exciting fighter in the sport right now. All his fights are wars. All his fights are crazy. And Olberg, we have seen gas out before. Olberg had a close fight with Volkan Oezdemir. The Dominic Reyes performance, do not let that distract you from the fact that Olberg has to knock Yuri out cold to win, and I don't think he can do that. Also, the grappling, if Yuri wants to grapple with Olberg, are we going to say Olberg is going to be working up to his wrestling base to get up if Yuri's trying to grapple? No. If Yuri is on top of Carlos Olberg, he is going to be working him landing nasty ground and pound. Because Jiri has the most underrated ground and pound in the sport. If you watch the Glover fight, when he was on top of Glover, the shit he was landing was fucking nasty, right? So even if he wants to run grappling on Carlos, Carlos is not going to be able to handle it well. And that'll make Carlos more tired because Jiri is a workhorse on the ground. Like I think Jiri puts more of a pace on people when he's offensively grappling than when he's striking. It's kind of crazy. You just don't see it much because he has so much power that he may as well strike because it's better for him to get a knockout than, try to wrestle, get caught in a guillotine or something, right? But anyway, my point is Olberg cannot handle Yuri's pressure no matter where the fight goes. And his defense is not good enough to where he's going to be slipping everything for 25 minutes. And his offense is not really good enough to where he's going to be stunning Yuri with counter shots and stopping him from coming forward. Like, because he's got to knock him down, right? The only way you stop him is by knocking him down. Olberg is not doing that. I think everybody knows this, but most people don't want to admit it. And Olberg, like, the thing about Olberg's counter striking as well is it's not really that good. People will act like it's really good because he just knocked out Dominic Reyes doing it, but it really isn't that good, and his hands are kind of down when he's, you know, trying to counter strike. And when he moves back, he's not really throwing shit off the back foot, so. And his punching mechanics aren't really that good. So I'm just saying, like, Yuri's just gonna get in his face and win. Like, that's what's gonna happen. It'll be exciting, it'll be legendary, and it'll be awesome to see Yuri get the belt back. Because he's gotta be. I mean, no offense to Volk, I'm moving Yuri up to number 1 on my favorite fighters list. So, yeah, the celebration will be awesome. He's gonna be bringing crazy guys from his village, and yeah, let's go for that. Like and subscribe, comment for the algorithm, and yo, if Yuri loses, I'm killing myself. But if he wins, the channel's getting revived. So, see you guys Sunday when I make my reaction video.